Hi.
Riot's Arcane has to be one of the best series released in recent memory. It was like a shock to the senses. Everything from the art style to the soundtrack was amazing. By the end of season 1, I was left with a great many questions. However, one question in particular stood out amongst the others. That one question lingering in the back of my mind. Who would win in a battle between Jinx and Vi? I'll be using the feats and lore shown in Arcane Season 1. I'll also be factoring in their physical attributes, weapons, and fighting styles to arrive at a definitive conclusion. Yeah, let's talk about it. I
declare war on anybody standing in the way of what I dream for. How could you ignore the ones that are voiceless, scream from the poor?
As a child, Vi was unusually strong and durable for her age. She was able to knock out a fully grown man who was more than double her size with a single punch. She was extremely agile and possessed great dexterity, able to effortlessly dodge and parry every punch thrown her way by the sparring bot. Her reaction time and IQ in combat was abnormal, and as an adult, she was able to contend with a shimmer-infused, cybernetically enhanced Sevica. She was also able to react to the shimmer-enhanced mechs who were shown to possess superhuman speed. It's no exaggeration to say, Vi was a physical monster. In her existed a decadent combination of natural talent, skill, and overwhelming physicality. The perfect blend of elements needed to create a truly terrifying combatant.
I only wanted to help. I only wanted to help. I only wanted to help my own.
Why did you do this?
Base Jinx may not have been the physical monster that Vi was, but she more than made up for it with her intellectual prowess, agility, and abnormal sensory perception. Similar to Vi, Jinx was able to effortlessly dodge and parry every punch thrown her way by the sparring bot. Instead of fighting futile battles against physically superior combatants, she instead relied on tactics and strategies to subdue her opponents by setting traps and striking when they would least expect it.
Bravo, sis.
With her enhanced senses, she was able to perceive and dodge attacks from combatants outside of her field of vision. After her shimmer enhancements, her physical attributes increased across every category. She was able to blitz and subdue Caitlyn by using nothing more than her raw physical speed, and based on how some other characters reacted to Shimmer, it's safe to assume that her physical strength and durability were enhanced as well. She may also possess a healing factor, as Shimmer was able to bring her back from near-fatal injuries. Vi's weapon of choice comes in the form of the Atlas Gauntlets, which were designed for colony miners, allowing them to work faster and without fatigue. Each gauntlet is powered by its own magical gem and comes equipped with its own dome barrier. With the Atlas Gauntlets, Vi was able to defeat Shimmer-enhanced beings like Silco's security mechs and his Lieutenant Sevica. There was no two ways about it. Vi was a prodigy, but often you'll find that those with natural talent can become arrogant and overconfident in their abilities.
See, you never learned patience.
She developed a reputation for punching first and asking questions second. She wasn't one for overcomplicated tactics and intricate strategies. No, she was born and raised in the lanes of Zon. The weak are meat, and the strong do eat. And this perspective greatly influenced her fighting style. She was relentless on the battlefield, constantly pursuing and stalking her prey. She favored offense over defense, preferring to power through her opponent's strikes if it meant she could land one of her own. She didn't fight for sport, she fought for survival. Defeat meant death, so failure was never an option. Unlike Vi, who did the bulk of her damage at close range, Jinx favored the mid to long range. She used the pistol as her primary, a Gatling gun as her secondary, and a rocket launcher powered by its own magical gem as her special weapon. She also came equipped with a variety of grenades and bombs. In the close range, she was able to use sleight of hand and misdirection to attach grenades to her targets, without them noticing. Jinx was an excellent marksman. Her aim was such that, as a child, she was able to hit multiple moving targets in rapid succession. She possessed incredible foresight, often constructing traps that turned the very terrain itself into a weapon. At first glance, her fighting style may appear to be random and chaotic, but that assessment couldn't be further from the truth. In actuality, she's a highly adaptable and strategic fighter who attacks and defends with purpose. Vi was a rare specimen indeed, a diamond in the rough if you will. As a child, she got the top score on the sparring bot. Conversely, an older Jinx who was amped by rage and anger couldn't outscore a younger version of Vi, and that's to say nothing of an older Vi who would be stronger, faster, and far more durable. When it comes to straightforward hand-to-hand combat, Vi wins over base Jinx. And if we were just talking about normal Jinx, the point would go to Vi. However, we know that Jinx received shimmer enhancements that gave her superhuman strength, speed, and durability, which would bridge the physical gap between the two sisters, if not outright allow Jinx to surpass Vi when it came to physical ability. It's been well established that no battle with Jinx would ever be straightforward enough for Vi to capitalize on her technical advantages in hand-to-hand combat. However, Vi was able to keep up and react to Silco's shimmer-enhanced mechs that possessed superhuman speed. The Atlas gauntlets don't enhance the user's reaction speed. That was her natural ability on display. Vi was also durable enough to tank strikes from Sevica's shimmer-enhanced cybernetic arm. This may mean that Vi could match Jinx's shimmer enhancements. Although Vi is superior when it comes to close quarters combat, Jinx is clearly the superior combatant when it comes to mid to long range combat. And this point is made evident when you analyze their weapons of choice. There's really no getting around it. There's nothing that Vi has in her arsenal that can contend with Jinx's long ranged assault. She could use the shields built inside of her gauntlets to fend off attacks for a while. However, during her battle with Sevica, her shields dissipated as quickly as they arrived. Vi would need to take a page from Echo's book and attempt to close the distance between herself and Jinx in order to stand a chance. However, it's not as straightforward as that either. Echo was able to close the distance on Jinx because he was able to emotionally manipulate her into fighting on his terms instead of her own. When we saw Echo attempt to close the distance between himself and Jinx without any strategy in mind, he nearly died. Even if Vi manages to close the distance and turn a mid to long range battle into a close quarters one, Jinx is skilled enough to place sticky bombs on her opponents without them ever even noticing, and willing enough to blow herself up along with her opponent if it means avoiding defeat. Under most circumstances, fighting Jinx in close quarters combat will be fatal. It's also important to note, in the event that she chooses to blow herself up along with her opponent, Jinx will most likely be able to survive the explosion because of her shimmer enhancements. If Shimmer was used to help Jinx recover from her fatal wounds as a result of her own explosion, then it stands to reason that Shimmer will allow her to tank and or heal from an explosion as well. If Jinx is allowed to fight at a location of her choosing, the battle is instantly over. She'll set up tripwires and booby traps that'll turn the very terrain itself into a weapon. She has to attack her emotionally and do everything within her power to try to close the distance between them, as a mid to long range battle would result in instant defeat. However, there's a problem. The same emotional manipulation that Vi would inevitably need to use can easily be turned back onto her if she's not careful. She wouldn't be able to out-strategize Jinx, nor would she be able to predict what she would do next, as it's extremely difficult to out-trick a trickster. There's just no getting around it. Vi wouldn't stand a chance. Jinx matches or even surpasses Vi when it comes to physicality because of her Shimmer enhancements. She's far more intelligent and strategically sound than Vi. She's superior in mid to long range combat, and at close range, she's skilled and unpredictable enough to hold her own. When it comes to a battle between these two sisters, I declare Jinx the winner. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe, rate the video, and hit that bell icon for notifications.